Well, welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank Podcast. I'm with Mark.
Hello, what's up?
You're minus the Funky Bunch.
Minus the Funky Bunch, but they're around here somewhere.
Well, Mark, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, brother?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been in Austin, Texas 25 years now and uh kind of made a life here. My parents moved me here whenever I was a kid and stayed here ever since, got married, just been in the job force and working on creating my own things. So it's been a long road, but very busy year.
You say create your own things. And the reason I kind of post this out there for people to know this isn't an interview, this is a conversation, is
Mhm.
I could talk about poop. Now, creating things, I create things in the toilet. What do you create?
I create amazing things in the toilet.
I like masterpieces, stuff that makes you go,
Masterpiece.
wow.
If you could put that on a wall, which I hope you never do, you could sell it for a lot of money.
Look, I have been to LA and I've seen the homeless people, and they are amazing painters with their poop.
They can do some very creative things with it. Man, I used to bartend and parking in this parking garage. One day we came through, I think it was after Thanksgiving, and there was feces on the wall, and people wrote messages like, fuck you in their poop.
I look at
It,
that like when I go to a McDonald's and someone just completely misses the toilet. Like, it's just like, do you hate the person that works here? Like, I literally, there's a place called Royal Farms in my town, which is supposed to have world famous chicken. It's a lie. But I remember their bathroom was closed for almost 7 months because all there was just a mop in the toilet. Like, a dude was just like, fuck this, and just chucked it in there.
oh, oh, I mean, I've seen some gross things working in bars. Like people that go to the bathroom in bars, just something comes over them, they just
When the
get
shoes
crazy.
start to stick, you must quit.
Oh, that's the sound of a good movie theater though. Whenever you go in the movie theater and it's like
I
you're like,
always
this is about to be fun.
That's scary to me because the worst thing for me was every time I went to the movies was either a crying baby, but I would always drop something in between the seats that I could never get back. Like, it was lost in the ether. And I was like, well, there goes my whole entire life. My cell phone just went down into the cushions and I'm never getting that back because they're recliners. They're not the old school ones where you could just easily reach under. This one's like, no, we're going to make it stylish, but then you can never receive your belongings once it falls in the cushions.
And plus, do you want it after it does? Like you don't know what's down there.
I mean, my Instagram and Dragon City's on there. I got to play it.
That's why you back it up, man. I don't want a cushion phone because you get it and then you're wondering like, what is this smell? You don't
Your
know.
your response of just having to back it up is the exact answer I got the other day. We had a hurricane in our town here, and I'm on the phone trying to get our internet fixed because my Xbox wasn't working. I'm like, why is my Xbox not working? It says there's no NAT type. I'm like, okay, well, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, but it's not popping up. So I call and I'm getting the internet fixed. The woman's like, I'm gonna shut off your internet now. I'm like, okay. It's not working, so sure. And then she
Yeah.
does it. She's like, did it come back on? No. And then we sat in silence for 5 minutes. And then she asked out of nowhere, did it come back on? I'm like, no. She goes, huh. She goes, well, I'm about to get off my shift. That's what she said to me. I'm about to get off my shift. And I'm like, well, can you help me? Like, I got a couple recordings today. It's my day off. I'd like to get my internet fixed. And she
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm about to get off. If you want to call back in a couple of minutes, somebody might be able to help you out. And I'm like, I get it. So it's the last part of your shift, but don't do this to me. We can't,
No.
I don't think people can survive without internet anymore, except the Amish.
Yeah, I mean, there's better ways to do that in customer service. Like, oh, let me get an expert for you, and then she can transfer it, and it still just means it's the end of her shift. You don't have to say that.
So when you start looking at people like, okay, you're just a person. Like, you might be a police officer, but you're just a person. You might be
Yeah.
the president, but you're just a person. You might be the guy at the front desk, but you're just a person. And to her, I was like, you might be the person that controls my internet. So I actually really need your help.
Yeah. That's and then sometimes like those call centers, they just look at you like another number. So it's
Well, they treat me like I'm an idiot, and I get they have to on some of the things, but they're like, did you unplug the actual modem? I'm like, I
first thing
did.
I did.
I did that already. I did that multiple times before I even thought about calling you because I know how dreading this call is, where I sat on hold for 45 minutes for you to actually pick up to tell me the things I've already done. And they're like, well, I'm just trying to help you, sir. And you can't curse because
No,
then
no, because
they
they
hang
offer
up.
or they tell you that they're gonna disconnect the call. Yeah.
I had that with my TV repair thing. I got my Vizio. One of my TVs blew up after like a year, and I was like,
Oh,
so next thing you know, I call, An hour and a half on hold. Somebody finally picked up and I said the words, "Is this a real person?" They said, "Yeah." And I said, "Thank fucking God." And they hung up and I was like, oh, you laugh. I laugh now, but not back then. I was pissed.
Oh, I bet you were pissed. You're like, no way.
It's like if
Then you
you
call back and you're right back in the wait.
it's like if you call the unemployment line at like 7 a.m. when they tell you right when it opened, when this pandemic first started, it was like wait time is, and it's like I'm up before everybody. There's no way. Wait time is 93 days. You're like, whoa,
Give me a
hang
long
on a
phone call.
second. When do I call? Like people were like putting up on Facebook, I've been on hold all night. I'm like, bitch, their lines are closed. Like you
Yeah.
gotta wait till the morning.
God. And then they had like the callback. You could just leave a ticket and they'll call you back. That doesn't work.
I know you don't want to sit here and talk about how terrible or how amazing the helplines are, but what are you interested in, man?
Man, a lot of everything, but like I live in Austin, so it's a lot of outdoors things to do. Like to go hiking, biking, camping. Of course, you can only camp here during the winter time because it's too hot. I can't do the heat in the summer.
You can't just set up like multiple AC fans under your awning under your camper.
I don't have a camper. We go tent camping, old school.
That's old as like I started out going tent camping. I want to ask, what's your worst experience? Because mine was never good.
My worst would be way better than a lot of people's worst because I can't do heat. Like all these other stories I hear, it's about, well, it got super cold. I love the cold. I'm made for it. It is this one time we went in November and it shouldn't be hot. And it was like a 110-degree day. And so I had all my cold gear, didn't have anything for, I mean, what you can get naked. It's about it. And it was hot. It was miserable for like 2 days. And we ended up coming back early. I couldn't do it.
I'm constantly cold because like I have low iron levels in my blood because I eat way too much cans of tuna. Or my doctor's like, you have tuna, you have mercury poisoning. You just got to stop eating tuna. Like just
Tuna.
one day, just take a break. And I'm like, it's cheap as hell. I don't feel like spending thousands of dollars for a burrito or a quesarito crunch wrap at Taco Bell, which is like
Yeah.
$4, but that's a lot. So I'm like, I'd rather get my protein from my tuna. He's like, okay, well, you're going to be cold for the rest of your life and you're going to experience like depression and all this. I'm like, it's used to it. I'm used to it. But the time I went camping was the reason why I hate ducks or geese, because I went tent camping like when I was a kid for like the first couple of years. Then we bumped up to a camper and I spent most of my life camping that way. Well, I'm feeding these geese at this campground and I'm on top of this giant, like what they would call like a giant, like I guess they dredged it out for like a gutter, like for
Yeah.
rain. It was a giant, like 9 foot, 10 foot drop into this mucky ass water. And I'm sitting there feeding Lunchables, bro. That's what I was pissed about. I lost my ham and cracker Lunchable. I was sitting there feeding the ducks, and the thing broke, and I fell like off of a fucking cliff at like the age of like 5 into this thing. And as I landed,
Oh,
ducks swarmed me for my Lunchable
for
food,
your Lunchable.
and they beat the shit out of me, dude. Every like there's ducks in my town that just cross the road, and I don't trust an animal that doesn't really care about you.
Yeah.
When I say that is because they crossed the road, and Ron White even talked about it with such confidence, like you're not gonna fucking hit
Yeah,
me.
you're not going to hit me.
I watched a woman as I'm rushing to work just a month ago, um, literally wait 45 minutes for every duck to cross around the road. And I'm like, they can fly. They can fly. And she literally waited for the last one to go across and started going, and they all flew right back over. I was like, you see that? That was 45 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't wait for them all to cross. I'd be honking, edging forward, but then they just stop. And they stop and look at you like,
They
go
just
ahead and hit me.
know. They're like bald eagles. Like bald eagles know you can't kill them, or it's a giant fine.
Yeah. Some days it's almost worth the fine.
Should you give an animal that much like that's like having the power to be God, like knowing that if somebody touches you, you're like they're gonna get like sued or they're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, we don't do that with squirrels though, which is crazy because
No,
they're the
people
same
treat them
way.
like shit.
Yep.
Like
Yep. They want to.
my buddy yesterday put out an airsoft gun. He's like, "There's a squirrel in our bird feeder," and I'm like, "Hold on a second. I thought this was like you're supposed to love all animals." He goes, "No, not squirrels." I'm like,
Not squirrels.
we call them rats of the forest."
They're delicious though.
Really, is squirrel that good?
Squirrel's amazing. Squirrel stew. Woo. Good food.
I've never had squirrel. I've had probably the farthest I've gone meat side. I'm not a big meat eater because I live in a beach town, so it's constantly fish.
Yeah.
But it would probably be like, I mean, just because burgers, like red meat down here, wherever you go, and that's not the food source there, it's ridiculously expensive. Like
Really?
I live in a fish town, so fish here is like $1. Fish is cheap as hell here. But if I go and
Ooh.
try and get a burger, it's like $8. But if I go to Tennessee and get like barbecue, it's like $1. But if they want fish, it's like expensive.
Yeah, fish here is expensive. Like super expensive.
I look at that, I'm like, all right, well, what do I like the most and where do I have to live? And I realized that it all comes down to Mexico because I can't just knock a good burrito. It just
Yeah.
a taco or something, like a classic one, like an authentic one, not one
Yeah.
from like Taco Bell is amazing.
Yeah. Man, tacos are where it's at. We have so many taco trucks here and taco stands. They're all you eat down here. I love it.
You know what you don't see anymore
Hmm.
is a churro stand.
No, you have to go to like Costco to get those now.
You fucking tossed out Costco.
Costco.
Costco is like the movie Employee of the Month with
Y-
Dane Cook, where
Dane
it's like all
Cook, yeah.
this like weird shit that they're selling there. They used to sell coffins in stores.
Yeah, I remember.
Like,
Yeah.
Grandma, what are you going out to get today? I'm going out to get some peanut butter and a coffin. It's like,
Headed to Costco, got to pick out a coffin.
and you know what's never coming back is the free samples. I used to love that shit when you would waiting for the woman with the little sandwich gloves on. She'd be like, "Here you go, want a free sample?" You're like, "Yeah,
They're,
want another one?" Yes, I haven't eaten
they're doing them
lunch.
here now.
What? Down here, it's
Yeah.
all closed.
Oh no, here they're doing free samples again.
That's because you're in Texas where they don't care about
Yeah, we
coronavirus.
don't. I mean, we have one of the most cases, but we still don't care.
Is anybody really dying?
I mean, I've known two people that have died from it, but they were old.
Oh, okay.
So who
That's,
knows if,
I
you
mean,
know,
they could have died from the Sam's Club meat.
that's true.
I saw a
But he,
dude choke on a Ritz cracker one time. I was like, doesn't it just disintegrate in your mouth? He's like, no, no,
it's a bad one.
bad one. That's bad. It's like when you grab that's a food you should never trust is a saltine. I don't trust something that can literally be opened out of the package for so long and then it still tastes okay stale.
Still tastes fine stale. Well,
Like I'm like, hold on, we're putting this in our chili. He's like, dude, it tastes the same. I'm like, I don't think it does. And then you figure out that if you put Doritos spicy sweet chili in chili, it's like double on double. And you're like, what did I just discovered life? It's like when I was 10 and I
yeah.
figured out you can put melted cheese on bread in the microwave for 10 seconds and your life is set.
Yep. I put a little bit of garlic salt on that too. Give it like a garlicky taste.
Are you a cook?
I, I mess around in the kitchen quite a bit.
You have a sauce page because I'm thrown off. What do you do? Like, what is the avenue here?
Everything. No, I do. I eat a lot of hot sauce, so I cook a lot too, so I can use the hot sauce. And then I was a bartender, so I make spicy cocktails.
Spicy cocktails.
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay, what
Spicy.
pairs with what? I'm not a drinker.
Okay, like the easy avenue to go is a Bloody Mary, right? You can use any hot sauce with a Bloody Mary and it
My
works.
dad makes the best apparently. He puts some I wish it's like saying New York Times bestseller. It's like everybody's a bestseller. But apparently people really love it because he puts all, we're from Maryland, so Old Bay is a traditional thing. You have
Oh
that on
yeah.
like every meal. So he puts that in the Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I put that in every meal too.
It's good
Old
food.
Bay, always. My wife had never tried Old Bay up until like a month ago. I kept mentioning it, and she's like, "I don't even know what that is that you're talking about." I'm like, "We're going to the store right now. I'm
It's
gonna
like I
go buy
want you
Old
just
Bay."
to lick a crab and that's what it tastes like.
Exactly. And then she tried it, and she's like, "This is good."
It's like I had they have a Louisiana spice. It's supposed to be like shrimp
Mhm.
spice. It tastes just like crawfish or something. I'm like, yo, like this might be as good as Old Bay.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like an orange little powder, dude. It is honestly it's
Oh
up there with Old Bay for me. Like I would choose either that or that. It'd be like a Pepsi or Coke decision.
man, yeah, I need to try it then because I love Old Bay.
So do you
Mm.
just find craft cocktails or you find drinks that you try and put like a spice in?
Since I bartended for so long, I have ideas. In Austin, everybody wants like a spicy margarita, a spicy this. And so there wasn't a lot of options out there for it. And I like that stuff too. But one day I was at home and I just started making cocktails because I have a bar in my house because I'm an alcoholic. And I was like, Okay, let's start putting some hot sauce in these. So the one I made yesterday, it was vodka, like a lemonade mix, and then a smoky Chipotle barbecue sauce that had like Carolina Reaper in it from a company here in Texas. And it, whoo, buddy, it was delicious. I'm gonna actually do a picture or a video of it later today because I'm gonna make it again. It was so good.
So you craft out the recipe for it.
Yeah.
Now, is the whole point? How do you base your factors on it? Like, are you basing it more on taste, or are you basing it more on like a certain population that just wants to feel a burn? Because you got two communities. You got the pepper community where you can find the ones that really want to try. Like, we used liquid death into
God.
this giant thing of Jack Daniels. And then you could also be like, let me find the population of people that really want to enjoy a spicy drink, because a Bloody Mary is honestly a really good drink. I thought it was
Yeah.
like an adult beverage when it came to the factor of like, this is something you would sit and watch Desperate Housewives. No, it's a really good drink
Yeah.
to get at any moment.
It's a very good drink. I love so I made a couple that were just way too hot, you know, because I wanted to drink. So I have the amount of hot sauces I have, it's fucking insane. I have them all the way from just like a flavor, no heat, all the way up to the ones that you're praying to the porcelain gods. But
I've
whenever
had
I
those
make,
experiences. Hold on, my truth
oh,
question. You know my truth question?
let's hear it.
Wait, okay, so you haven't heard it yet?
Maybe I have.
Have
I'm
you
gonna
ever?
have I ever shit my pants,
Yes.
bro? Yeah.
Thank you.
Who
That's my
if
truth
you say
question.
you haven't shit your pants, you're either lying or you're bubble boy and you live in a bubble.
Someone asked me, you said that to a woman because I posted a podcast where I said it to a chick, and I was like, yeah, they shit their pants too. It's not like nobody, like, it's a certain
Bro,
gender that does it.
we're all gonna laugh, we're all gonna cry, and we're all gonna take painful shits. It's just the truth of life.
So that's a motto you need to tattoo on your arm or put on a wall.
I don't have any more room, dude. But yeah, no, I've done it. It was oh, we did the. Do you guys have Pluckers where you are?
What's
Pluckers.
Pluckers?
It's like a Hooters, but better, like better quality food.
Oh my, no, our Hooters closed down.
So ours closed down here. I think we have one or two, but Pluckers is like a family restaurant of it, and the quality of food's way better.
Like
Pluckers
a
here
Dave and
is
Buster's?
like their wings, but more like it looks like a Hooters minus the big titties.
Then
It's
what's the
just like
point of Hooters?
that was the point of Hooters.
Yeah, I was like, that's like the only point you went there. The food was honestly not that good.
Oh yeah, no, but Pluckers it's really good, and they have a hot wing challenge. It's like 25 of their fire in the hole wings, which was very accurately described. And you have like 2 hours to eat it or something, 25 of them. But what happened was when we get there, like the wings are normal size wings. You do the challenge, and they bring you these monstrosity wings just drenched in the sauce. And on the way home, we stopped for something. I can't remember what it was. And I'm walking around, and you decide to trust a fart.
No,
No,
never trusted
no,
it. I was at a
it would.
urinal and I thought it was going to be just pee, and then it stopped peeing, and I was like, "There's a fart," and I'm afraid to let it out, and I
And
have to
it because
go.
it runs down your leg.
Yeah, that's a big fear. I also don't go to my bathroom at my work because every time I walk in there, there's always an old guy just open air drying himself off after a workout, like after a shower. I
No.
had a dude go, "There's mold in the shower." I'm like, "Why are you showering at the fucking gym?" Like that's your first mistake. Don't come to me about mold in the shower if you're going to talk about like you're showering at a gym, bro. He's like, "Yeah."
Like I shower at the gym, but if it only if it's a nice gym, like Lifetime Fitness. Those things are cleaner in my fucking home.
I get that, but I just don't like I like to be in the comfort of my home even if it's dirty. I'll clean my bathroom if it's that bad.
But you have like private stalls at Lifetime Fitness. So you have your shower and then you have like a stall attached to it. So it's like a dressing room
Oh,
attached to its own
okay.
individual shower. So you go in there and it's the door's locked, you're good. So you have like a drying off, getting ready area and your shower. That's all yours.
No, this is like constant fear for me. Like I would hear the water running, and I'm like, all right, I have enough time. I run in here to go to the bathroom, like go pee real quick. Next thing I hear the water turn off, and I just hear the of the shower curtain open up, and I'm like, close my eyes, look at the floor, do whatever I do to have to get out of this bathroom. Because if you
Always
look
some old
up, you're
naked
seeing
dude.
it. You're seeing it.
Oh, always. And they're probably doing other things in that shower too. You know.
That'll make me think twice on trying Old Bay on anything because that's what it looks like.
Buh.
It was
That's the
funny because
epitome of Old Bay.
there's a guy trying to talk to me while I was using the urinal. That's the dude's first mistake. This old man comes out of a shower, and then as he's going to his locker, he's naked and he bends down. And this dude's just sitting there drinking a protein shake while this dude's asshole is like right next to his face. And I'm like, what is going on? This is so freaking weird and disgusting. Get up and leave. And the dude's just sitting there calmly.
That's how you get pink eye.
God, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is like, I don't understand people anymore. Have we been locked up for too long, or has this always been a thing?
Like those old guys though, they remember like school showers where it was just open area and
Yeah.
shower heads. Like
Our water power in the thing went off, so the heat was gone, and the guy was like, "Hey, the cold water doesn't, or it's just cold shower, or whatever. There's no hot water." And he goes, "Oh, just like the war." And he hops in the shower, and I'm like,
more power to
"What?
you, bud.
What? Like, like, oh my God! Like, just go home and take one. You don't live that far away."
Yeah, I mean, I get it if like say you work out at lunch and you got to go back to work, shower at the gym, sure. But
No.
no, if it's like after work, I'm coming home after. Might as well just ride in my car nasty
Maybe it's a
and
problem. Maybe it's an issue with me I need to work on, where I need to be more accepting of. I don't know. I don't want to see. I don't want to see that. I'd rather take one of your cocktails with like a ghost pepper in it.
oh man, I got a good one for that.
Do you have any crazy combinations you've been marinating on that you are kind of afraid to try? Because you have to try your own
Yeah.
product.
Yeah, I mean, because I've been designing my own sauce that it will come out later on down the road. So I've mixed some crazy shit together of existing sauces just to see how the combo would taste. I know you've tried the Widowmaker.
At my gym, right before my shift. So what I've been doing is I've been putting them in my protein shakes, like really, really good sauces. So then
Ooh,
it's like an ultimate fat burner. Like
it is. Oh, it really is.
I have a few sauce friends I want to hook you up with that I know you would love their product. But
Yeah,
Robert Rice and David from Way Hot Sauce had sent me. David sent me a custom out of the blank sauce, and I put it in
nice.
my protein shake. It is like every single pepper you don't want to put into anything all at once. Carolina Reapers, ghost peppers, Scoville. I forgot what the other one was. It was
The
started with,
Trinidad Scorpion.
yeah, Trinidad Scorpion was in there. And then there was another one that was a hybrid plant of both of those together. And
No.
I put that in there. But like just trying a drop of it, he even sent me a picture. He was having like pains on the ground from it. And I'm like, all right, if it hurts your hands to even touch, it's going to be amazing in my protein shake. So I put it in
Yeah.
my protein shake. Bro, I just heard something in my stomach click. Like, when you crack your neck, you're like, oh, that felt
Yep.
good.
You
This was
felt it
like,
in the intestine.
yeah, but something clicked. And then it's like, oh my God. And then something in my stomach just started, like, felt like a lever switched and the stomach just dropped. And I was like, oh my God, did I just die? And like, dude, I was in a lot of pain. I had to go home after that shift.
Oh, dude, I mixed the that Widowmaker with chocolate bootla or a chocolate plague. So it's got a chocolate bootla pepper in it. Nope. Oh my God. It was like 5 minutes later and I was pouring sweat in the bathroom. I have like a neck fan for work. I had my neck fan on, pouring sweat, buck naked, just didn't even know what to do with my life, making life decisions at that point.
That's the answers you'll get honestly from anybody is when they're experiencing pain like that. Like you could be like, here's the keys to my car. I'll sign you over my house. Like you're in that
Yeah.
much pain where it's like, you literally, that's when you become religious is when you get
Yeah.
to that moment because it feels literally like the end. Like you don't know how you're going to escape this spot. And it's like, when did they start putting like ghost peppers and ice cream and all these things? And I'm like, I get it. I like the creativity factor behind it. But a lot of people now are doing it for attention where it's like, I'm going to go
Yeah.
online and take a video so people can see me in pain. I'm like, it's like when you watch Man versus Food and someone took on a food
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, see, I don't like watching the people in pain videos. Like, if I like hot sauce because it's delicious and like the combinations are crazy that you can do. I'll do the super hot ones, but it's rare because my stomach will wreck me for like 2 days. It's like a bad hangover. It takes you 2 days to get over it.
So it
So I like
scares
hot sauces I can eat.
it's like what scares me about deep fried Oreos. Like I see a deep fried Oreo, I'm like, that's something that shouldn't be put together, mostly because that is so bad.
Oh, it's horrible for you too. Like, talk about clog your arteries. That's ugh. I
Yeah,
have a hard time with fried food in general. It always messes my stomach up, no matter what it is. If it's fried, I can eat it because I like it, but I already know like the whole next day I'm not going to be worth a shit.
I used to work at a hotel, and the one thing we would always find, since we live in like a beach town, so there's our popular attractions are all like carnival games and like food
Yeah.
stands like that. So like people would always we would find like would leave in the fridge, would leave leftover pizzas. Two things I discovered the most disgusting is a leftover funnel cake. I don't know why people think that's going to be good that like
No.
after you get it, like I'm going to save it for tomorrow. It's not like pizza. You can eat pizza the next day. You can eat
Yeah.
pizza for like the next couple of days. But
Yep.
one pizza I came across, and it's a freaking travesty. And my buddy Mike from Pizza in the Sack, he loves this idea of a pizza. It's a dessert pizza. It is Nutella as the cheese and the sauce, and then they chopped up banana and put it on top of a pizza. That was a hate crime, in my opinion. I don't think that should be a thing.
I like Nutella,
Ugh.
but Nutella mixed with anything, I don't think I could do it.
That's why you tossed out Costco. They sell like a 50-pound drum of that thing.
Yeah, they do.
That's
I'm into some freaky
nuts.
shit, bro. I need 50 pounds of Nutella. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll put you in a situation. You're in a panic room. The world is coming to an end. Bombs are
All right.
about to fall. You got your bomb shelter. What are you stocking your bomb shelter with?
Oh man, I'm stocking my bomb shelter with that MRE chicken from the military that's good for 50 years and Nutella and hot sauce.
Do you not want flavor on anything you eat? That's like death. Like you're gonna die of like an ulcer before you even get the chance to even experience any of this.
I mean, that chicken ain't too bad. It'll keep you alive, and then the hot sauce will add the flavor, and the Nutella's dessert.
So I've been playing a mind game with eating. So everybody always has these fasting windows and all these things.
Yeah,
Well, I've got my body set on a schedule just from working out for so long of just eating at certain times, like around 9, I'll be hungry, then I won't be hungry till 1, and then I was like, but how much food do I actually need to get me through that? Like what is that? What's the limit here? So I literally used 1 can of tuna, and I made it last as my meals throughout the day. That 1 can, taking a
draw.
quarter and then putting on like a little bit of salad where it fills your stomach up. Bro, I was like, hold on a second. So can you trick your brain this way to consume less? And it's like, it was this whole experiment thing. So I think I'm pretty comfortable with saying if I was going to stock my bomb shelter with something, I would line it up with cans of tuna. And then I would add like something, probably hot sauce to maybe add a little bit of flavor to it. Cause like I
You know,
put that shit on everything. It's like
everything.
Frank's Red Hot commercial. Like I don't even that's not my favorite sauce. I love getting the custom ones that get sent to me, but
Yeah.
El Yucateco, whatever that one is,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's so good.
Man, yeah. And then you got to think too, like you can't put fresh produce in the bomb shelter. That's not gonna last.
Yeah.
It's
Can't
got
be
to be
healthy.
canned. Got to be canned goods.
Gotta be canned or
Canned pickled jalapenos. There you go.
that sounds I mean, you could do pickled herring too because of the fact of you don't have to worry about kissing somebody because you're the only one left on earth.
I know pickled herring. I love it, but my wife won't come near me after I eat it.
I want to see a video online, a documentary about a person that just spent 80 years in a bomb shelter, just living in there and seeing how he manages. Like my buddy, I went to his house. He had one of those can crushers next to his computer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why the fuck do you need this? He's like, cuz. And I'm like, he's like, I was like, how do you do this? So I stick the thing in there, and he's like, no, you have to pinch the sides first. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So I pinched the sides and I crushed it. I'm like, oh, now I see why you have it. Like it's fun.
It's a good way to let out aggression. You're just like, ah.
It makes you just feel powerful watching something like that. It's like when you look up the Facebook videos of somebody tossing something into a grinder, and as it's getting crushed, you're like, wow, I didn't think that would crush.
And I didn't think I would find so much enjoyment watching that, but I
That's
did.
that's with me and a ship in a bottle. I watched a ship in a bottle get made, and I'm like, I'm really enjoying myself right now. Like, if this is what I enjoy out of life, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, man, those are good ones. The how it's made though, some of them are creepy, man. Like how hot dogs are made that you just don't want to know. Like the pink paste.
There's pink paste in hot
th-
dogs.
That's what hot dog, like the school hot dogs and stuff. It's like this pink paste that they mash up, put pectin and some other stuff in, and then you see them shooting out of this processing thing.
Like a poop.
Yeah, like a poop, but they're perfectly made hot dogs at the end of it. So it's just like thump, 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 thump. I was like, that looks like me in the morning. But
Oh my God. Wait, how was school pizza made? I want to know that because that was my favorite food back in the day.
that one, like the dough that they had on that one was it's not dextrose. What is it? It's the stuff that they put in like protein powder just to make it stretch.
I didn't know that.
That's what the pizza dough was made out of. There's no nutritional value to it, but it's loaded up on that so that they can stretch it further.
It depends. Wait, are we talking about all styles though? Because my pizza had like different, like there was like 7 different styles of pizza they had in my school.
Oh, see, my school didn't have that,
We
but
had
that was
like
it was it
we
was
had
the
like
one that Jamie Oliver did. It was a show he did about like school lunches.
Oh, we had like the regular circle one, then you got like the actual slice, and then you got like the ones that like mozzarella sticks you dip in the pizza sauce, and
Yeah,
then they had one which was my all-time favorite. They took like the garlic bread, like a loaf of it, and they cut
yeah.
it in half, and they would cut like tear out the inside of it, or they would put like
Mm.
pizza stuff on the inside. So it was like you were getting like a Texas toast style pizza, and I was like, this is freaking amazing. It's crispy and it's good.
Yeah, that's I don't remember which ones it was, but it was a Jamie Oliver thing that he did that was like trying to get school lunches healthy again. And so he took a bunch of these like elementary school kids and showed them how it was made. And then they're like, "Oh, it's gross. We don't want to eat it." And then you go in the next room and he's got the stuff that it came out as, like the chicken nuggets and whatever, and he put them in little shapes like hearts and stuff. And then he asked the kids if they wanted it, and they were all excited to eat it still. And he's like, "You guys are a lost cause. You'll still eat it."
People will eat shit if you dress it up nice.
Yeah, that is very true. As long as it looks good, people will eat it.
Like even food that causes you severe pain. Like I go and get Chinese
Yeah.
food. I never feel good afterwards. I always feel a lot of pain.
Bloated, lethargic.
Yeah, it's that all that magnesium they have in it.
Mm. I love Chinese food though. Oh,
It just feels weird when you eat it and then you're like, I'm full, like really full. Like I don't feel like I can move. And then like an hour later you're hungry again. You're like, did what just happened?
all those chemicals just force it out of you. It
It's like
disintegrates once it's in your belly.
it's why parents give their kids Happy Meals and they conk out right after they eat one. It's all the sugar's too much for their bodies.
Yep. I feel that way whenever, like, if I eat Chipotle. Oh, I'm
Dude,
out.
I had Chipotle once. I'm gonna ask you, what's your worst food experience? Because mine was with Chipotle. I'm a man that goes, you make the food how you would make it. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm not gonna be the guy that tells you how to make my order. I want to be surprised and get a gift from it. The one time I did it, this dude made this banging ass burrito where I was agreeing with everything that he was putting on it. Then I went to my jet ski job that was across the street. And as I was fueling up jet skis, gas was getting on my hands. And I was eating this Chipotle burrito where every time I bit into it, it smelled like gas. So I ended up throwing it out after like
Huh.
3 bites. Every time I walk into a Chipotle, my brain connects it to gasoline and I smell gas.
That's weird. Man.
So that's
M-
ruined forever.
Yeah, now you can't even go to Chipotle. But I mean, I don't go there that often. It just messes with my gut. I feel terrible like 10 minutes after eating it. I don't know what it is, just bubble guts after. Real weird.
I don't think they're doing something properly.
Well, that's why they've closed so many of them too, because of the meat poison thing that they had. We've had it for like 2 or 3 years where a bunch of them had to close down because the meat was contaminated.
Is that true? Because they did that with Taco Bell saying their taco meat was horse meat. And I'm like, hang on a second. How much of this is true?
I don't know. I know the one here closed down for a while, and then I saw a bunch of stuff on the news about it years ago. This was 8 years ago, and they closed a bunch of them, and now they're back open. It tastes a little better now. I had Chipotle like 2 months ago, and it tastes better, but my stomach still just did not agree with it.
My
It's
dad,
that and fried food. I just can't do it.
yeah, there's like my dad's like, if you need to go to the bathroom, there's one food you should always eat, and that's Taco Bell. I'm like, why? He's like, because it's made in water. Anything made in water is going to go right through you.
Yep. Oh, have you seen those videos on like TikTok where people like that work at fast food places, they do like a quick video of how things are made in their fast food?
I don't think I want to know.
No, you don't. It's grody. Some of it where it's like they pull out the meat for something. I think it might have been Jack in the Box. They add like a tablespoon or a cup of hot water, stir it up, and the meat's ready.
My buddy used to work at a McDonald's, and he said he hasn't eaten fast food since he's worked there. He's like, I know too much about this. Like it's just you don't. It's like seeing behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. You don't ever want to know what's in there again.
You don't want to know, man. It's leave Pandora's box closed.
I'd rather find out if aliens are real than find out if what's in my McDonald's cheeseburger.
Or find out how some of the food's made at restaurants. I worked at a pizza place years ago as a teenager. The things people do to your pizza, I don't. It took me years to get to eat pizza again.
Mm, I can believe that with Little Caesars, but not Domino's. I feel like they have a little bit more trust in them.
I do too. I like Domino's. I was never a Domino's fan growing up. I like Pizza Hut. And now like as an adult, Domino's is my go-to if I have pizza.
Well, Pizza Hut was good because the atmosphere was amazing. If you're going with friends and
Yeah.
family, it's like a Pizza Hut. Like, let's go to Pizza Hut after a baseball game. But then Domino's became this thing when the world became too fast. You're like, I need a delivery pizza. Let's get Domino's.
Did you see those the vehicles that they had for a few years? The oven was in the car.
No, but that sounds dangerous and fun.
Dude, so they had this, it was like a Kia Soul or something, and they had an
That's
oven
my
inside the
car.
back. That's what my wife drives. Yeah, I have one too. In the back of it was an actual oven. So they would take the take and bake oven or take and bake pizzas, and then as they're headed to you, they'd pop it in the oven. And so when it gets to you, it's literally right out of the oven. And there was a guy who bought one of those cars that was like junked. It was in a junkyard. Bought it, fixed the oven and everything, painted it like his own label and stuff, and was delivering pizzas with his car. And Domino's sued him.
That man's a damn genius.
Yeah, I know he got sued, and I'm like, I hope they didn't win. I never saw if they won, but because that was their concept for the car. Well, then don't let your car go to a junkyard.
Well,
Like,
then
have it, make sure it's destroyed before
they
it goes there.
they just invented the pizza little container it comes in now that keeps it warm and toasty.
Yeah,
So the dude drops it at your front doorstep and then hands it to you like it's 10.95. Like, you just dropped my pizza. Like, I know it does not look the same as it was arrived here.
yeah. Oh, man, I want one of those cars though, because I drive around with my chicken and rice in the oven all day. Just be able to meal prep like that.
Any moment be able, like, I always look like, what's your emergency utensil you have in your car? People are like, what? I'm like, there a lot of people that weight lift, they have like emergency granola bar, emergency
Have to.
spoon for their pudding or their chicken or something. I'm like, bam, knew it.
Oh yeah, I have this one that my work gave me. It's out of reach. It's like this hard plastic thing. Once COVID hit, like we can't have plastic silverware and stuff
Yeah.
that they provide for us. So they gave us like these boxes that have a fork, knife, and a spoon in it. But it's that plastic that's like indestructible. It's super lightweight and like I can't even bend it. I
Is it
couldn't break it if I
Napoleon
wanted to.
Dynamite indestructible where he's selling the bowls and he goes, it can be run over by a car, and he backs over it and the thing cracks. He just goes, dang it, and drives
I
off.
mean, it's pretty hard. And I mean, super easy to wash. And so I carry that in my car, one of those little 3 packs. And then usually a meal bag, dude. Chicken, rice, and broccoli all day.
I feel like I could never get into rice. It's too heavy.
See, I'll do like a cup of white rice or a cup of brown rice, depending on what day it is during the week. But I'll do like cup of white rice, chicken breast.
It's
Call
a
it done.
Tuesday. Guess I'm going brown rice.
Yeah, the Tuesday's leg day, so I'm doing brown rice.
I love your morals of things. That's awesome.
Yeah, that my wife's like, "What day is it?" And I'm like, "It's back day," and she's like, "Ah, Wednesday." Like,
Wednesday.
yes,
Yes, you know the days of the week, just like the pill container. That's how you got to label them.
yeah. Or when people are like, "What are you doing this weekend?" Probably legs and cardio. What about you? Oh,
That's
you mean what do I have going on in my life? A lot.
ever since I had this spinal injury thing. It's like the worst day for me is legs. So like what I was like, I'm always like, all right, it's either gonna be back or leg day. So what do you think it should be? And then my supervisor's, it's a female. She's always like, leg day. Obviously, it's
Always.
leg day. I'm like, fuck, that's my worst day. I don't have an ass.
Yeah, I had back surgeries a few years ago, so now leg day kills me. It was huge change.
It's definitely weird. Like, I understand now. Like, I was watching a Facebook video this morning of the Olympic lifters, and there was a competition in like Switzerland, and they were lifting up cars, like flipping over cars.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting hurt before they even flipped the car. What happened was, like, the first dude was running, it was on grass, and he slipped and his foot went under the car and he banged his knee against the metal bumper and he
Mm.
like tore up his whole knee. His lifting career was over with.
Oh yeah.
Another dude got to like the third and final car. He had to lift three in a row, like down a line. He had to cross his finish
Yeah.
line. As he crosses the finish line, he's running, and then he goes to do like a jump at the end. And as he jumps, his leg didn't like bend properly, and it stayed straight, like got stuck. Like, when you're lifting with a muscle and it just flexes out and you're stuck. Like, oh shit,
Yep.
it's cramped up. His did that, and he jumped and tore his whole back tendon of his leg. And then like it was just
Oh,
videos of people getting hurt doing this. One dude goes to lift up the car, and as he lifts it, he gets it up, and you can see he's relying too much on his back, and you can see like you can feel the spine compressing, and he lifts up, and then you just
mm,
see him fall, and the car land on top of him, but like enough to where he's still under it, and he's not
yeah.
actually being crushed. I was like, why the fuck is this a thing to prove our strength?
I'm not proving it that way. There's no way.
It's like once
If
you
as long as I can open that can of marinara sauce, I'm strong enough.
are you trying to turn your page into like a tipsy bartender? Because when I came across it, that's what it came to me as. Like, oh my god, it's a
See,
tipsy bartender.
I wasn't. I've gotten that a couple times though. Mainly, it's just I'm gonna make spicy cocktails, put recipes out there for people to try because it is a lot of trial and error. I've made some cocktails with hot sauce where have you ever mixed like milk with alcohol? It'll clump up. Like it'll look like cottage cheese once you mix it. So there's some hot sauces that I put into cocktails and it just like coagulates.
What would you say the worst combinations you've ever made were?
Worst combination. Oh man, what did I have? I did rum. So it was blue cherry bay spiced rum, and I tried to mix in the chipotle from Pucker Butt Pepper Company, Ed Curry's company. I put it in there, and it went flat like a disc, almost like a perfect wafer, and it just sank to the bottom like it was hard, even though they were both liquids. It sat at the bottom, and then like it just bubbled from the bottom, and it never stopped bubbling. I'm like, there's no way I'm drinking this.
Dude, best pitch for your page. Are you ready for it?
Ready?
Be the Starbucks of hot sauce cocktails, except you're not selling anybody a Michael Jackson CD. We're actually just getting the drink.
There you go. Yeah. But what if I want to sell Mariah Carey Christmas CDs, you
That's
know?
okay. I'm all right with a little Mariah Carey in my life, but I don't want to keep listening to Thriller or listen to Bobby Brown sing me the songs of whatever the ocean.
Oh yeah. While you're sitting there trying to enjoy your coffee so you can take your morning shit, I don't want to hear Michael Jackson.
Would you like with that Venti Java chip a Beach Boys CD? I know I shouldn't, but I'm gonna have to.
Gonna have to take it. Gonna
Well,
have to say okay.
I'm sitting in my car saying I'm thinking of good vibrations. I'm like, here we go.
See, that'd be good for your little morning routine in the bathroom too. You're just sitting there, not feeling any pain.
There was something I did one time when I was trying to get through like a severe constipation. Was I listened to binaural beats,
Yeah.
and I was like, what is this bullshit? I put it on, listened to it, and it's like these like really soft like picker patter things, and like
Yeah.
if you really just hone in on that, you can actually get some out. You're like, oh my god, like it's actually helping me here.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to try that. Granted,
I
constipation isn't something I've had to deal with. I'm like Old Faithful. I can set my watch by it.
I really would have tried the challenge because I'm a big proprietor of food challenges. I could definitely take down like we have a 2 foot pizza in my town challenge. I
Oh,
could easily take it down, but I know I'd be in pain afterwards. I don't get full until I stop eating. That's the experiment I was working on. Was like I would see how much I could would take for me to get full. I could eat a small little bit and be full. So I started thinking, if you do the gummy bear challenge, if you find sour or sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, look
yeah.
up the reviews for it on Amazon. There's like a 80,000 people just committing about how it's like Mount St. Helens exploded out of them. I was like, this is amazing.
Whoa, you should do that. I mix those gummy bears in your pre-workout shake. It's like a little treat at the end.
I'm
It's
already
amazing.
putting the Widowmaker in there, dude. That felt like I was going to die. And I've had some extreme hot sauces, but that just like it was all way too much. Like when you're eating it, it's different. Because when you put it on your food and you're eating it, each bite's like, okay, I don't shouldn't take another bite. But you down it in a shake, you've committed to the game. That's like giving somebody the keys and saying, now we're going 90 miles an hour and I can't pull the emergency brake.
You're locked in the trunk. It does the teardrop motion, man. It goes in your stomach and then just makes that quick little U-turn. You're like, uh-oh, we're going somewhere we don't need to go.
We're going on an adventure together, and this adventure is going to end with it's just like riding literally highway to hell style. Ozzy Osbourne's in the passenger seat, and we just gotta pray to
You're
God.
like, you drink that, and it's like, welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch. You're like, no, no.
Oh, let's see how many Dane Cook references we can make.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's a good, talented guy. I don't know why where he went.
You check out his Instagram page. It's quite hilarious.
He's a talented comedian. My favorite joke is when he was like, "I'm sick and tired of saying bless you to someone." They're like, "I'm atheist," and he's like, "Well, then what do I say? I don't know what to say."
Yeah, he's like, what do I say? You sneeze and all I say is, when you die, nothing happens. Yes.
Well, look, Mark, dude, you've given me enough of your time, brother, man. Is there anything you want to talk about the page, dude? I kind of want to give you a promotion here.
Yeah, man. I have a sauce that I'm designing. It should be coming out in December, hopefully. But just look for more cocktails. I'm going to be doing some collaborations with people. A lot of great people to follow in the hot sauce world. Angry Duck is a really good company. If you like habanero sauces, not too spicy, check them out. And other than that, I appreciate having a conversation with you out of the blank.
Is there any ideas that you're going to be working on in the future that you're afraid to do? Maybe on the aspect of like it might be good to you, because you got to think like, are you getting these ideas just randomly thinking of trying different combinations? How many of them are actually good just to you? Like I make a sandwich, or I put croutons like as for my salad. My croutons are a
Yeah.
cereal. For a lot of people, that's fucking weird, but for me, it's delicious. So I'm like, a lot of people wouldn't like that. So I'm thinking, when you're creating a cocktail, are you thinking more on the lines of like, this might suck to me, but it might be good for somebody else?
I've done that with a couple because I'm not a huge gin fan in general. So if I make like a gin cocktail with it, I don't know how it's going to taste because I'm not going to try it. I don't do gin at all. Reminds me of college days. It's that one liquor that I smell and nope, can't do it. So I'll make some of those. I try not to promote them because I don't know if they taste good. I can't drink gin, but I make a lot that I like, things like a Colorado Bulldog, and you add some black garlic Carolina Reaper from like Bravado sauce. That stuff I like. People don't always like it because that cream kind of expands the sauce to where you don't get away with it in the next sip. Like it's there, it's full, all in your mouth.
I would like to see somebody put like a Chipotle sauce in a White Russian.
Yeah. I have a Chipotle one. I think I still have part of it. It was a spicy shark made a Chipotle habanero sauce, but it's real vinegary, so it's almost like a Bloody Mary mix. But if you put that with a White Russian, it'd be really good because you get that smoky Chipotle flavor.
Or even like a chocolate hot sauce. I haven't really dived that far in because I think like hot sauces and desserts, that seems like a little bit like too much. You know what I mean?
Don't, or you should try, but don't try the Chocolate Plague by Pucker Butt.
You see, you got a name like that, then I got to try it.
It's it's very good. It's a very thick sauce, and it'll let you know where you stand in life.
I mean, that's probably the best type of sauce is a thick sauce. I feel like if it's too watery like Tabasco, I can't get into it.
No, I like those thick sauces that you have to like beat the bottom of the bottle to get it out. I like thick
You
sauces.
got to work for the payment.
Yes, you do. You got to work for the pain and through the pain. It's
Yeah.
a life motto.
I'm telling you, like the nice thick sauce, nothing gives me more pleasure. Like if I get a hot sauce and I just dump it out on my food, next thing you know, it's like taking like a nice little clump. I'm like, all right, that's good. You want something thick because if it gets too watery, it's like it gets drained all at the bottom, and
And it's all over your hands and then they burn.
it's like when you don't like drain a can of tuna and you just dump it on top of your food. It's just a bunch of liquid at the bottom where it's like, do I drink
Mm.
this? It's not like milk and cereal.
See, I'm surprised you don't put tuna in your protein shakes, bro.
That's too far. Don't give me any ideas.
You should do it. Just put it in a little ninja blender action. Put some hot sauce, some tuna in there,
If I'm gonna
your
eat food,
protein, some milk.
I'm not blending it. I did a blended thing one time where I thought maybe I should blend my foods. No,
Blend your
dude,
chicken.
it's terrible. I blended seafood one time. I blended a bunch of stuff. None of it works out. It's only protein shakes, and I don't even like putting egg whites in it. I put like water in it or something. Like that's how I
Oh,
do my
see,
stuff.
I'm an egg white fan in the protein shake.
I'm an egg white eater. I don't like it in the shake. I think that's a food you should be experiencing like full on.
Yeah. I mean, I'll cook them too, but I mean, if it's a quick, 4 a.m. and I got to leave the house, I'll throw it in my protein shake. Empty half a carton of egg whites in there and be on the go.
I maybe should be eating more than like a can of tuna too. So
Yeah, but that might help. Eat a few thousand more calories. You're
it
good.
gets bad when you walk outside and that wind hits you and you're like feeling like your skin's gonna rip off. You're like, okay, maybe I should bulk up a little bit here.
Just a little bit. The winter bulk, man. Get a little thicker. Feels
It's a,
great.
it's the Game of Thrones series. Winter is coming.
And you're like, no, I have an iron deficiency. I don't want winter to come.
Look, I'm just cheap as hell. Last time I spent over $5 on like a grocery thing was Honey Smacks, and it gave me salmonella poisoning. So you know what? That's a cereal I will live and die by.
Ooh, man, Honey Smacks. That's a throwback.
It's my favorite food. I emailed them asking for a sponsorship, and they said no.
No.
Just one day, I'll talk to them, and be like, "Hey, it's free. Just send me free honey
Send me
smokes."
free cereals. We're
It's the
good.
only cereal that was sponsored by Adam West.
Yeah, there you go. And then now you, if you sponsor it, you know?
It's all about you, Mark. It's not about me.
Oh no, it's about all of us.
Well, Mark, I appreciate you for being on this episode Out of the Blank podcast, and stay tuned for our next episode.
We'll